Hey folks, it is VannKraken. It is Wednesday night. Is it a Wednesday night World of Warships Legends stream? I think so. Kind of crazy. It's been almost 2 weeks that have been gone past since I've been on Twitch and YouTube. So welcome to Twitch and YouTube. Welcome to Dark Architect and to Zai. Hope you guys are doing well. I cannot complain, John. It's got to have a little vacation. Got to go on rent a boat for half a day. Got to watch a lot of Olympics and just kind of kick around the cabin and enjoy ourselves. So I can't really complain about all too much. It's still a little weird out there in the world for everyone. So business-wise, keeping all of our folks safe in our business is my top priority right now, outside of like my daily life that, is the fun stuff. The work life is still stressful, but it's always stressful to some degree. I hope you guys, I hope Zai, that you are doing well enough, my friend. And Dark, I haven't caught up with you for a while on how your internship was going and if that's done, and if you're kind of getting back in the swing of school stuff soon, or how that's going. But yeah, can't complain. Had this quick trip up to our mountain lake area that we go to, had a good time. Back in coaching soccer/football. It's back to 3 days a week. No games on the weekend yet. No tournaments quite yet, but gearing back up there. The kids go back to school next week, so we're in orientation this week because they're both going to new schools for next year. So it's just kind of freaking nutty with all the balls in the air, and you're just hoping you don't want to let too much stuff drop. And unfortunately, the stuff that has to drop is Twitch and YouTube, which I really, really enjoy doing, but it's like the fourth thing on the list currently that I get to. So anyway, it's a challenge. It is definitely a challenge. Hey, Fragilities, thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate it very much. We're just gearing up here tonight. We're going to do basically the kind of typical thing we've been doing midweek of late, which is just some line grinds. I'm not going to play all premium ships. We'll do a little bit of play-by-play as we go along. We'll do countdowns if people want to do countdowns / count-ins. I'm personally working on still tiers 5 through 7, US, French, and British lines. Made a ton of progress in our line grinds. I've gone all the way up the British heavy cruiser line to Albemarle, so I've made it to the pinnacle there, which has been a fun journey after Hawkins. Hawkins is painful, really painful, but super good since then. I like all the ships, each one gets better. Also made it from Fiji to Edinburgh. So Zai, all these UK ships I'm progressing on, and then I have not made it quite to tier 7 in the French or British battleships yet, but we're working still on both Lyon and King George V, and we're also working on Sinop, so we're not that far away from getting to tier 7 in 3 battleship lines. Just accomplished it in 2 more cruiser lines, and then the other thing really high on my priority list right now is grinding the Tennessee to get to the North Carolina, which North Carolina is an awesome ship if you have not unlocked it yet. I'm not sold on Kansas. I saw another streamer putting out a video, might have been T-Bull, saying, is Kansas the new best tier 7 battleship? I'd have a hard time saying it's probably the most fun based on my experience playing it on PC, but who knows? It's got pretty sturdy armor. It's got 12 guns. They're, 406 millimeter-ish. 16-inch solid guns, as with most U.S. battleships. So a little bit even of an upgrade, I think, over North Carolina's guns, but definitely range-wise. They're a little wonky accuracy-wise from my experience on PC. But some exciting and fun stuff. We've got all this, activity stuff going on in Legends with the treasure hunt starting, I think, tomorrow, which is keys to unlock Shinonome, which is a new ported over Japanese destroyer. I'm trying to remember, I think I have that one on PC. I'm not sure it's a barn burner, but I think it's pretty solid. Zai's talking about the Research Bureau. You can do your projects in the Research Bureau to get camos, and I think ultimately work on more free stuff with the 2-year anniversary. Highly recommend getting that started as long as you start it in your bureau. In fact, Zai, you just mentioned Conqueror, so I want to see where I'm at. I haven't checked for a little bit. I'm still researching Star Spangled Fleet, but I'm getting close to finishing it. We'll finish out Get Oklahoma there. I might have to pause that project just to get Legendary Birthday started for these crates. As long as you start this project, it will not disappear from your bureau. So just get it started, then you can pause it and work on something else. As long as you start it, it'll hang out in your active projects list. And Conquer, where are we at on that? Shoot. Sorry, people, we are researching this. So we're second to last segment. So you got your Zai? You can eat HE spam all the DDs. Yeah, I love the people who complain about HE spam and always allude to it's all cruiser players like me doing that, right? There's some battleships that are mega spammers like Conqueror. Guy posted a video on Reddit the other day about him and his friend in a Fletcher division were spamming everyone. I mean, HE spam is not just an exclusive light cruiser thing. So yeah, Dark, I've made a ton of progress on grinds. It's been really good. Zai says it unlocks in 2 hours. Oh, for the treasure hunt. Yeah, we have to collect all these keys, right? I think you have to collect up to like 150 keys through different mechanisms, probably missions, buying with silver, doing other stuff. That's why it's a treasure hunt, to basically unlock the keys to purchase the Shinonome. Dark is saying that he likes the Kansas, and you're working on your internship full-time, then be back part-time during post August 23rd. Cool. Yeah, Dark, I think I've seen at least one of your Conqueror games. I think you did a Conqueror game on YouTube, didn't you? And let's do a quick shout out just for the VOD for Dark Architect. Definitely follow him in his stream situation on Twitch, and he's also on YouTube. Some great content there. Super Tester Deluxe as well. Him and You've Been Wiped Out, Cody, that joins us on stream occasionally. So let's go ahead and jump over and start working left to right. So I usually start over here at Tennessee land, which can be fun, can be painful. Whoops. No, it's tier 5. Tier 5. There we go. Also working a little bit on Nevada, just even in AI games, just to get the gold from the missions there. Shinonome is reskin Fubuki. Okay, that's reskin. That sounds correct to me. I'm trying to remember if it's Shinonome that you get from completing one of the early missions or campaign sets that's on the PC. So yeah, Dark has a lot of good individual ship videos with really good performances from him, and then he walks you through commander builds and choices for modules. So definitely recommend that if you want to see how a very good player sets up and plays not just premium ships, but also ships of the line. I like to do stuff, especially on stream now, with tech tree ships, since a lot of people like to do videos on the premiums. We like to just stick to the grinds that all the rest of you people are doing, you know? So it's a big chunk of the game. Sorry, I'm trying to have a little coffee because I had to basically fight in Battle Royale to the near death my 13-year-old to wrestle control the Xbox tonight, so I'm a bad guy. Which has been another reason it's been hard for me to do Twitch lately, is because my kids are just really monopolizing the Xbox. So I could go back to doing a little streaming for World of Warships PC, which I also play. Oh, Zai, you applied to be a super tester? Cool. Yeah, John confirmed on my Discord server that you do not get the cool binoculars, magnifying glass, and what else is there? Compass? That's only props on that post that was just on the Twitter or on the Discord. But he more eloquently said, while I was being a smartass, that you do get to contribute to making the game a much better game. It's totally true. That is the important part. Okay. West Virginia is already firing on us. Maybe going to show us a little bit of broadside. I don't want to go forward right now. I think I do not have the engine upgrade on this boat, so it's very sluggish still. See how long it takes us just to start even moving forward or backward. What is this Königsberg doing? Not sure how he's spotted. Maybe we need to fire at him. See if we got our shot away while he was still locked in. Oh! I would say he was locked in. What was he doing? Why was he spotted? I don't think we had a ship there to spot him. So Königsbergs will drive you crazy trying to citadel them from the side sometimes, but if you can get a large caliber shell down the long axis of the ship where it's not going to over penetrate, it's going to arm and explode inside the superstructure there, and we went obviously down into the citadel 2 times, enough to take him out. Gave our team a 1-ship lead. So I've been pretty busy on YouTube as far as trying to pull some stuff together. I got a second video out on our aiming series, which shows you how to use the crosshair and the little tick marks on your crosshair and your shell flight timer to dial in your aim more appropriately and more accurately. That didn't work out right there. And then we're trying to put together a video on map deployments, which it seems to be the #1 thing I hear people complaining about on the different social media sites, is how terrible the experience has been with some new players lately. And I think a lot of it stems not from malice, it stems from just basically not understanding what our good map deployments and what aren't. So gonna try to walk through basically the 5 map deployments I would not personally recommend and kind of learn from what not to do. Dang, that West Virginia's got pretty good guns. Hey, 5 Jumps, how are you? Doing well. Try to get back on a regular night here on Twitch. Again, had to wrestle a 13-year-old daughter to the ground to make it happen. This is how privileged our lives are. She had started a movie on Disney Plus and can't get Disney Plus through our satellite box, and we don't have a smart TV. She can only watch it through the Xbox, so I was a really bad person because I wouldn't let her watch Disney Plus. She was gonna have to watch something like Netflix instead. So I know life is hard, right? Okay, I don't really want to push forward into this DD. If this cruiser would deal with this DD, be helpful. West Virginia is chewing us up, man. I'm showing too much broadside. But he's getting good hits on our superstructure as well. Oh, nice work. Whoops. I really should be punishing this West Virginia, but have not been doing a great job reading his direction. Now he's going backwards. I could not see his smoke. Okay, we got a pen there. 5 Gem says, glad to hear it. Been playing around with your Dunkirk in California, trying to farm silver for the Jervis. Jervis is a good boat. That's one of my favorite destroyers. I never would have thought that it would have been, and that line would have been among my favorites, but I've been playing the Lightning a little bit. Got most of the modules, or at least the first module, unlocked on Lightning. Lightning is fun. Jervis has just been the one boat that has really clicked well for me. Okay, I'm just gonna avoid pushing into 2 battleships right now. I hope our Aoba is gonna stay in that smoke or smart enough to get out before the smoke is completely evaporated. Now you need to go, dude, or just stop firing. We've killed the DD at this cap, so I'm just going to be a little bit patient. We're way down on points, though.
The ship is on fire.
Definitely say my aiming could be better right now. First game. Come on. All right, we'll start moving up. I'm just afraid that if we don't get support from this Prince Idol Friedrich, I'm gonna get focused down here pretty quickly. But he's a rump man, so he's the rump man, so I'm sure he's gonna come help us. Okay, West Virginia took a salvo off from shooting at us. So let's go ahead and bow, shoot, and then bow into the West Virginia, hopefully, before he can fire at us. He's doing a good job of varying his speed, and I'm not reading it very well. 5 Jumps has a new passion for pushing the UK line, the new perception skill. You know, that's a good point. I have not gone back and respec'd my destroyer commanders. I just really love that that line has the short duration smoke, that as soon as you use it and it's dissipated, it's pretty much recharged and ready to go again. What the? Oh, okay. We really didn't hold the other flank, did we? And first game of the night, I'm always talking more than I'm playing. See if we can catch this Aoba unawares. Oh, he's out. So that's a little bit helpful. Yeah, that is a great line. I really like the disengagement smoke versus the just only having 2 smoke charges and just being able to sit in smoke for a little while. Oh god, now we got a spammer behind the West Virginia. So we're gonna push into a spammer. Ah. Alright, well, we're kind of committed here. If I turn out, I'm going to get wasted by of West Virginia. Let's see if we can take out the cruiser. He's not going to be expecting us to aim at him. Oh yeah, we can take out the cruiser. Cruisers, when they're sitting behind a battleship like that, will think it's all good. They might even think that they're detected. Their Ingenious is going off because I'm looking at West Virginia and they're right behind them. So in that case, that's kind of a sneaky situation. Okay. Looks like the PE is going after that destroyer, so we can just push the Bayern now. Bummer I don't have any heals left. So yeah, 5 jumps. I'm glad you're liking that line. I like it as well. Okay. Hopefully the DD can set the Bayern on fire. We're going to stick with AP. We're going to try to push up so this Dallas is not able to get on us until we get, after we get rid of the Bayern, if we can. Okay. Bayern's backing up now, so it looks like. He's going to try to spam us to death. Destroyers set him on fire. Dude, I don't know. This is not a good warm-up game. I feel like well, maybe. I guess we're down to 2 ships left. I feel like I waited a little long to push, but it's actually good that I did, because if I pushed 2 battleships while that destroyer was still there, and I didn't know the Legal was sitting kind of in the back pocket of their cap area, that would have been bad. Because he would have spammed me to death, most likely. We don't have this any more than this 1 cap, so the Dallas is going to push forward, so I'm going to try to reverse back. 4 minutes left. Try to reverse back to get shots. This could take a while. So let me catch up on chat if there's any. There isn't. Dude, US dreadnoughts, man. Changing direction is so painful. Alright, well, maybe I should just push through, because it looks like the Dallas is going to try to run. We'll meet him on the other side. Look at this acceleration. Giddy up. Hey, we did have 2 devastating strikes, though. Something of late that's circulated a couple times on social media that's been posted that you may not know, there's actually some neat graphics, it might be somewhere on like the dev blog as well, is that when you get an achievement, you actually get some boosters for that. I think it's boosters, right, Dark? It's not necessarily free XP or global XP or anything like that. I think it's different boosters or camos. And that is also the case on the PC game, except you get the flags, the different economic and performance flags that you can put on your ships on the PC side. Repositioning is like watching paint dry in these boats. 5 Jump says, I know the feeling, it's rude. Yeah, or die in the flank. You can spawn playing California on a flank, spending half the game repositioning. Yeah, if you spawn on the, you know, this whole video that I'm going to put together on like bad deployment decisions, and it's kind of a learn by not doing sort of thing, but you generally want to stick at the cap that you spawn by, and you would prefer to spawn at a wide cap or go to the wide cap if you spawn in between or spawn in the middle. Just balance out the presence on the 2 wide caps on that map, A and C on North. So that's the general kind of preferred thing. But if you're in a US dreadnought and you do take a wide flanking position, you just don't want to run too wide. You never would want to go on the 10 line, the far wide map behind those islands on that last map in a US battleship, because you'll never get back to the center in time to influence the battle, or you won't even get into the battle in time to make a big difference. So repositioning in the dreadnoughts is really hard. So you need to kind of stick in a more central position than going wide. You can get away with wider attacks in stuff like a Champaign, a Georgia, an Iowa, North Carolina even. It's quicker. So, but yeah, the U.S. ships, it's kind of a Georgia thing / North Carolina thing or Iowa thing. Hey, Chalky, how are you? You changed your name, right? I think I saw your name change over on Mr. Chaos. Mr. Chaos's stream. I have Chaos Machine's shirt on tonight. So, good to see you. It's been a little while. Hope you're doing well. Dark Architect helps the weak flank. Yeah, that's what I usually do. If I spawn in the middle, I will go to the flank that has fewer ships on it. And I will never sail from one flank all the way to the other side of the map. That really screws up your team. But it happens all the time. So I'm doing these 5 scenarios of things not to do. And I started playing some games last night just to get some examples for game footage. And in all 4 of my games, there was a deployment that was not good, that mapped to one of the things that I had kind of laid out. So you kind of see these common mistakes repeated over and over again. So hopefully I can help people not make those mistakes as frequently, give some general pointers. Hey, Hitman. Yes, we're doing well. We had a good trip up north of us to a mountain lake called McCall, Payette Lake. So we got to rent a boat for half day. It wasn't really warm, but I got to do my boating. The ski boat got broken by someone. They ran into a rock, so we wound up with a pontoon boat, which is more of a family kind of party cruiser that got to pull the kids behind that on a tube. That was fun. But it was kind of cold and rainy, so it could have been a little bit better. But still, very well. Hope everything is well on your end as well. Did a stock in your stream a couple times. Just didn't get a chance to do much chatting. Chalky likes the North Carolina. Yeah. I'm going to stop at North Carolina most likely too, though. Hitman will tell us Kansas is insanely good, as Dark has already said it's good. I'll bet. But they're both very good at that kind of positioning oriented and patient oriented style of play, I would say. So given how much California practice Hitman has, I know he'll be great at the Kansas. And same for 5 jumps. If you like playing California, it is essentially going to be a pretty similar experience to playing Kansas. So some people, again, don't like a slow dreadnought, don't like to think about positioning. If they make a positioning mistake, they just want to be able to drive fast and get to a different spot. It's not that kind of boat. But if you position well, you're good with your main gunnery skills, you're going to do well in that ship. It's going to be more difficult in legendary battles with, if you face a couple Yamatos and a Conqueror, it's going to be less fun because you're going to be getting set on fire a lot. You'll probably get some dreadnought medals. But they're going to farm you in that ship because it's big and chunky. Speed build Kansas, that's an oxymoron. Is that like the jumbo shrimp build? What is the top speed with your speed build? Is it like 25 or something? Or more like 23-ish. Hey, Pat, what's happening? How are you? Good to see you, my friend. Dude, Pat, we have Pat and Hitman here. I'm going to shout both them out as well. Like the 2 hardest working legend streamers right now. Whoops. Hold on a second, folks. Shout out for Pat. Go check out and subscribe to his channel or follow his channel on Twitch. I don't know if he has a YouTube channel yet at this point. But both Pat and Hitman you should be following because you can catch one of them almost any time of day or week. Because again, you guys are extremely hardworking. I wish I could carry the banner as much for Legends as you guys are right now. So extremely appreciated all the hard work and exposure you put in for Legends, which we're getting more of a crowd. Every time I go to Twitch and I check out the lineup for Legends, I see more streamers and more people watching, which is awesome, right? We have a long way to go to catch up with PC, but the numbers are better every time I go out and look, and it's because of guys like Hitman and Pat who are on very frequently and give a familiar kind of room to visit with regard to Legends and a consistent presence that really helps out with that. So one day in the near future, I hope to get back to that. Speedboat, you can get to 28 knots on Kansas. That's okay. That's faster than I would have thought, but the rudder is probably not great. Hey Pat, I'm glad you're well, my friend. Yeah, I can't complain. Can't complain, like I said, but I do. But things are going pretty well here. Just busy, just so much stuff going on. And I made the decision to try to do YouTube videos and do Twitch, and it's hard to do both. So some nights I've been taking off Twitch to try to work on YouTube videos, and I do enjoy the streaming though, so it'll be my goal, especially as winter comes and we get a little more free time, not doing yard work on the weekends and stuff, to actually get back into doing a more regular streaming schedule. So let's stick with the battleship theme. We're going to go to tier 6. I will do a countdown just in case anyone's on. I'll do a countdown on the Twitch side. Zai's over on YouTube. I don't know if anyone else is listening out on YouTube. I'll do just a count in on the Twitch side in case anybody's interested. Going to do tier 6. Going to do Leon. I've been working really hard on line grinds. So again, we were at tier 5 in the British and French battleships. Tier 5 or lower. And in the British heavy cruisers, British light cruiser line, and in U.S. New line split battleship. So I did pull the Tennessee, thankfully. I didn't have to start at Nevada, but we're basically now already at tier 5 in that new U.S. battleship line. We're at tier 6 on this French line in battleships. We're at tier 6 on the British battleship line. We've made it to tier 7 in both the British heavy cruiser and British light cruiser line. So, and Sinop is also sitting at tier 6 with some pretty good progress on it. So I'm stoked. I was playing a lot of my premium ships just to get through the grinds faster for the campaigns, but I've really tried to step back from doing that and develop my lines out, and it's been cool. Chalky doesn't want to sacrifice range for speed on a boat like Kansas. Kansas has amazing range. That is something about Kansas from PC. Believe it or not, the range on PC is like 25 kilometers, you guys. It's insane. It is insane. All right, let's count in really quick. Again, tier 6. Whoops, I should get actually where I'm gonna hit the right button. I'm the worst count in guy of all time. All right, I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go. And jump in. Thank you, Hitman. I appreciate it. I'm trying to make the content not just talk, scroll through the patch notes and wing it, or play an old battle and talk about stuff. I'm trying to actually produce some stuff that will hopefully help replace the manual that we don't have. And when Wargaming puts their mind to producing content, how it works videos are fantastic. There's more of those for the PC side than there are for Legends. There's a few for Legends, including a good one on CVs. There's one on spotting, I believe, how to use torpedoes. Sailing Robin seems to have picked up with T-Con on getting those accomplished. And they're fantastic when they get to them. There's just so many facets of the game that people don't know about. So if you watch a streamer like Pat, you watch a streamer like Hitman, you watch Dark Architect, You've Been Wiped Out, they're going to show you tips and tricks that you can emulate in your play with regard to, again, number one, just map positioning first and foremost for new players. And then understand the tips and tricks of these different lines. In battleships, I'm a little more like not just stay static and go forward and back. I like to motor around. So like you'll see me right here. I'm going to stay at the A cap, but I'm not just going to stay bowing at the A cap. I'm going to maneuver around a little bit. So the French line is mobile, so I'm going to dip in and actually kite away and then come back into A. I just don't want to be stuck in and burn down. That is my thing. So And if there's a DD, there's 4 DDs in this game, so we know one of those is going to be in our caps. I don't want to go forward and blunder into torpedoes instantly, so I'm just going to use the mobility of this French battleship and its plethora of guns to stay on the move. And we had high explosive loaded from our last game. Bit of a bummer. I'd prefer to have armor piercing loaded most of the time, though the French battleships actually can get work done with HE. It's not bad HE. It's not as good as Japanese HE or British HE, but it's workable. So you can switch back and forth in the French line. So, oh, thanks, Dark. So yeah, that has been my goal, is really to try to provide more useful content for folks. So we're working again on some map positioning stuff that hopefully I will maybe get worked out by the end of the weekend. So I'm kind of going for quality of videos over just quantity. So, all right, we have to basically respect this Warspite. I'm spotted. There's a DD. I probably shouldn't have headed back in so quickly, but let's push in and dip out a little bit. Again, Warspite has really good guns, really superior AP rounds, so we don't want to get blapped. One well-placed Warspite salvo will make us really unhappy. Seaworthy Samuel, how are you? Good to see you, my friend. How's it been? Okay, might get a shot. Ah, he blinked out. Okay. We don't have much of a presence at A. Everyone has bailed A. So the problem with this is if I completely leave A, they're going to push behind us. So I'm going to try to play like a fighting retreat here at A. They've lost 2 destroyers. We've lost a battleship, so we have an advantage. We have an advantage in capturing capture circles right now. So I'm just going to kite away from A and try to keep these guys from pushing around the back and cross-firing our team in the middle. So that's going to be my role right now. Going into A solo will be a quick and dirty death. Samus has been all right. Good to see everyone. Good. I hope all right is good, given all things considered right now. Okay, so there's one of the DDs. So we know we're going to be getting chased. We have the speed to evade torpedoes easier in this boat, and it's now fully upgraded, I think. So we can do pretty good torpedo beats in this boat. Oh, man. Just keeps blinking out on us. Okay. We really don't want to give... Oh, okay, we stayed locked on the Leon just long enough to hit him. You guys know if your little reticle disappears off the ship and or they disappear, if it's blipped off for too long, you basically lose a huge amount of accuracy. So that's one of the frustrating things about World of Warships, right? Is you're all lined up for your shot, and then like that, it blinks out. Okay, Surrey is harassing us. We're going to go ahead and use a heal. I used a damage control party because we had 2 fires. Have you not been playing, Samuel? I've been relatively regular, just not so much on the streaming side. Been trying to get my games in.
Problem solved, sir.
Okay, guys, check this out. We've got B and C. So again, we just need to hold them at A and not let them get behind and crossfire us from back where this Surrey is. So I don't know exactly where the Warspite is. He's probably somewhere behind this island. Or is that him? Leon's almost dead. So if we can get this Leon out, we have a huge advantage. So we've got 2 caps. The points are working in our favor. We just know we probably have a destroyer that's coming at us from behind over here in this area. So we're going to be kiting away so the Warspite can't blap us, the Leon can't blap us, and we don't blunder into a full salvo of torpedoes. Samuel watched a lot of soccer. Copa America, the Euros, and Gold Cup. We watched a ton of that stuff and some of the Olympics as well, the ladies soccer and Olympics. Yeah, tons of awesome soccer. It was almost as good as a World Cup, right? I was just saying earlier, my soccer coaching is back up and running. Oh shit, this is what I didn't want. That's not what I want. Is to be broadside of the Warships. Okay, we have a DD coming forward. He can help counter spot an enemy DD. Warspite doesn't have the world's best side or transverse armor, so we can take advantage of that. Got some good hits in there. French AP is not the world's greatest. Okay, DD has helped spot up the Surrey. I'm going to turn out as soon as Warspite's fired. Okay. Going to go ahead and use our last heal. I'm going to shoot at this Benson. If you have a destroyer within 12 clicks of you or so, even in a battleship, you should be firing at the destroyer. Hands down. Look at that. We just did 2,000. That just gives our allied destroyers a big leg up if they have to go knife fight, especially against a gunboat like a Benson if they've given up some hit points to us. Oh god, got a Synop to our right. There comes some torpedoes like we were talking about that we knew were coming. The Synop could really hurt me as well. See if we can blind fire on the Synop. Not true blind fire, but estimate his location. One shatter. Okay. Alright. We'll use this island to block the Warspite from firing at us, and now we're going to go ahead and bow in on Synop. Looks like we have a focus fire opportunity. I'm going to actually signal that. Communication is a good thing. I think it works more often than you think it does. And the communication wheel on this game actually gets people a lot less salty than using text chat on PC. They tell you to F off on a frequent basis. And I don't use voice chat in the game chat, voice comms hardly at all, if ever, in Legends. Just like I rarely, if ever, used it in World of Tanks, because you start talking to people and asking them stuff to do and they just get immediately pissy. Garrus, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you for watching my latest YouTube video. Very appreciated. And for commenting there. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to try to get out and do a little bit more streaming on a regular basis. It's the goal here. If I can get the kids off the Xbox. I know a few of you have the same problem. Okay, now my priority is basically just to stay bow in on the Synop and enough on the Warspite so I'm not an easy mark for the Warspite. And we got a third BB trying to shoot us over the island, but he was not locked on us, so that's why his shells fell so short. He got kind of confused. He didn't have us selected. He might have had a clean shot at us, actually. This could hurt. Ouch! Okay. Now that the Warspite's out, we can push the Synop with less risk to our broadside. Now I can turn, well, depending on which way the Synop's going. Might go, well, shoot. Okay, I gotta mine the Leon. So let's go to the right of the island that we were steering towards. We can shoot at the Leon on the way. I just want to be relatively broadside into that Synop's position. We may have to hold here. If I get too far forward, the Synop will have an easy mark on me. So again, I don't like to play a big old bow tanking strategy all the time, but we're going to try to bow tank in this area just briefly. Leon, you have to lead a little bit more than the average battleship because these Frenchies are fast. Okay. Oh, crap. Come on, DDs. Get the Synop. Sweet. Synop was going to tee off on me right there. So I'm going to say, thank you. Oh god, Garrus is back with the Captain Mustard. Chalky, you're absolutely right, man. I did not want to get too close with too much broadside to that Synop. I probably would have been eliminated. So the only reason I pushed that a little further than I wanted to is because I thought I could get that kill shot in on that Leon, which we managed to do. Not a huge damage game, middle of the pack, but we were not in an advantageous cap situation at our cap. So again, our support there was really thin. So instead of hanging there and going straight into the cap and dying, getting focus fired, we basically, because we didn't have balance between our two wide cap points, we just basically kited out of that situation, contained, made it so it wasn't easy for them to get back behind us quickly and crossfire us. So that was my fighting retreat strategy, and I think that worked pretty well. We kept the Leon from coming straight out, we kept the Warspite from coming straight behind us, and we kind of kept that Surrey checked until, I mean, I didn't even shoot them, I don't think. I think our destroyer basically took care of this Surrey, and that was their strongest player. He was playing pretty smart. So we'll take the win. Always take a W. Yeah, this guy is fully upgraded and on our way to Richelieu. So what did I miss? Dark got the Poltava today. Oh, from a Christmas crate. Seriously. From the Big Mammy update. And then going back, Chalky was saying Warspite guns can overmatch your bow and bow deck. Yep. Warspite, you don't mess with the Warspite. I think the Warspite, check me if I'm wrong, I think the Warspite is the best tier 6 battleship in the game, if you're asking me. Well, maybe now we have North Carolina. I would say it's a rival. But it's a great, great boat. Hey, MP Call, how are you? 2K on a DD. Yeah, back to firing at the DDs is like 12,000 on a battleship. Absolutely. When you hit them with AP, it's damage that mostly can't be healed back. So again, that 2,000 damage, just think that's a good salvo or two for, well, more than a salvo or two probably for the destroyer that we had countering that Fletcher. So again, even if you can knock off 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 hit points off an enemy DD, you are just greatly increasing the chance that your own allied DD can survive a knife fight with them if they choose to engage in that. Our DDs have been playing smart in our first two games. The other teams have been hanging it out there a little too far and getting eliminated. And you know, when the other team loses their DDs, they're going to lose. When we lose our DDs first and early, we are most likely going to lose. Sweet. I have not got a free ship in Legends out of any kind of crate. I did buy one of the 250 gold Black Friday crates. I'm going to do another crate haul. Last crate haul was 130 crates that I opened with the new simultaneous opening feature. Did not get any ships in that. Got a bunch of duplicate commanders and commander stuff and some free XP. So that was good. But no ships. I've not gotten a free ship on the Legend side. Have gotten, I think, 3 free ships in 5 years on PC that weren't like Santa Crate haul ships where the drop rates were amazing back in the day. Hitman says, when shooting over islands, zoom, aim once, and fire. Don't move, aim after zooming. Yeah, zoom, aim, and fire. Make sure you're not selected on the target. Yeah, that guy, you could see his shells would have hit us if we were locked on, but his shells fell like halfway between us and the island. That is a trick that it took me a long time to figure it out on the PC side, was selecting the right ship. So there might have been a ship on the other side of the island that he was locked on to, but he aimed at me, and because I wasn't selected with the gun sight reticle over my ship icon, it's gonna fall somewhere between the ship that he's locked onto and my position. Or again, if you're shooting at a ship over an island but you don't have their icon selected, it's gonna fall short or hit the island as well. So the third aiming video that I'm gonna do is on target selection and prioritization. So we have 2 out now, one on gauging target speed and direction, and the other one we just did was how to use your reticle, how to use the tick marks and the shell flight time to actually scientifically gauge where to place the ship on your horizontal aiming line versus your reticle when you're aiming. Third one will be on how to select between multiple targets, how to shoot over stuff, like Hitman's just talking about, and how to prioritize targets. We just talked about that. Always shoot the DD if you can. Then you're going to prioritize getting cruisers out. In the game before this, we went and killed the Legal. Didn't worry about trying to take another 5 minutes to kill the West Virginia. We wanted to get the cruiser out that was going to fire spam us to death. So, Samuel, I pulled Warspite out of a crate on PC once. That was a great pull. Was very happy. I started a second account on PC and I managed to pull a Warspite out of the crate, and it was a long time before I even had to buy a ship on that account, because I used that ship to do missions to unlock some more free premiums. Yeah, you get by premium time your best purchase, because it counts on every battle you play, and playing higher tier battles in tech tree ships stinks because you lose so many credits. But if you have premium time, you can mostly tread water or make a little money when you have premium time. So wait till coming Thanksgiving time. They'll do premium time at 50% off for a full year. Buy a full year at half off. If you play this a couple games a day, or you play for a couple hours on a couple weekend days, you can't think of it like, oh, I'm not going to use it every single day, so it's not worth it. No, take that $50 and divide it by all the hours in a year that you'll spend playing Warships, and you'll be amazed. It's like pennies per hour for premium time. And premium time will help you unlock premium ships through things like missions, campaigns, all that good stuff. And campaigns are relatively cheap too, you guys. It's like $6 or $7 with the gold that you earn back in the campaign. So, and you're getting tier 6 and 7 ships, which would be $50 on the legend side in the shop. Maybe a little less than that now that they have the coupons, which is awesome. Hopefully you're using your coupons. And coupon stack, you can stack your coupon that we get, once every quarter, every 6 months, with the discounts that are in the shop right now. So you can get the Warspite B for like 25% off, I think. So if you're in the market for a new premium ship, or you don't have many, tier 6s are my favorite, and something like the Warspite would be a really awesome purchase at 25% off. Scharnhorst is also on sale. Some ships that aren't normally on sale. Munchen is not. That's the one that I would buy if it were on sale. But it's not on sale. They know I want it. So let's see what damage we can deal with RAP on a Fuso. Chalky's totally right. Look at that. We're getting good penetrations to a bow-in Fuso. And you guys probably know that the closer you get to an enemy ship with a Russian battleship, the more accurate it becomes. It's like a sliding scale. As you get closer and closer, from 12 kilometers or so in, these ships get really, really accurate. And you know the gun arcs in all Russian ships are pretty flat, outside of maybe Admiral Kutuzov. Oh, Chalky, you have Munchen? Oh, you live in Munchen? Really? You mean you live there? That's fantastic. I own a Boise, and I live in Boise. It's one of the only ships I bought at full price. It's on sale right now, but I felt like I owed buying it on sale, or sorry, on full price, because I live there. Okay, I just fired behind the Omaha? No, okay, we got him. We hit him. Now we're gonna get our third devastating strike. Again, instead of just going straight into 3 ships, I'm just gonna kite out, and then I'm gonna loop back in. So I'm gonna kite out, and I'm gonna let these guys get broadside to me. But right now I'm gonna prioritize the Omaha. He doesn't think I am, but he's not fooling me. One of our had a couple overpens, so we didn't delete him. Strong shells like this on a broadside over Omaha are almost a little bit too much. Better for cruiser AP, which has a little less chance of overpenning, which is the shell basically going all the way through the hull of the ship before the fuse arms. This Fuso should get hurt though. Okay. So yeah, look at us. We don't have a cap there to fight over, so there's no reason to push straight into the enemy and die. This is another common deployment issue, is the YOLO, which these two guys are doing along with that Omaha. There's no cap to fight over, so these people who think that you have to push in a battleship at the start of the game every single time is just a misguided way of thinking. Oh crap.
Torpedoes to starboard.
Okay, we had no destroyer support at this cap, so kind of wasn't paying attention to the potential for torpedoes. Swing your butt! Okay, we're gonna take one. We have the fast reloading damage control party, so I'm not too bummed about that.
Problem solved, sir.
And the fact that these guys are Fusos and they're pushing through and giving us full broadside is a huge mistake. Fuso don't got no side armor, so you don't want to be in this position where you're showing broadside to a ship like a Sinop, a higher tier battleship. Chalky just pointed that out. The guns on the ship can really, really hurt these guys. So you're probably newish players. Or if we went back and looked, they might be in a division. Again, sneaky shot. Omaha thinks we're going to shoot at this battleship. I'm pretty much guarantee you that. Oh, come on. It's just bragging about the accuracy. That was only a three shell salvo. Let's try this. That looks better. Oh, come on, guys. I'm probably going to get smacked by the Fuso because I'm being a little bit greedy here. I'm wanting to kill this Omaha. I should be bowing into the Fuso right now. Oh my overpens, and no one's shooting the Omaha. Okay, they're saving him for me. Finally.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
Now I'm not gonna ram. Do not ram. Especially if you've got plenty of hit points left. But we're gonna stay as bow into the Fuso as we can, but I'm gonna keep a little bit of speed. If I stop and try to bow tank right now, I give him the option of ramming me. So I'm actually gonna steer away. His guns are pointed the wrong way, which is gonna help me out. And hopefully we can get enough going with secondaries here and our rear turrets. God, there's that DD again. There's no torpedoes on that side, thankfully. Oh crap, I oversteered. Slow turning turrets on the Russian battleships. Good God.
Enemy battleship sunk.
Yeah, you can overturn your turrets on the Russian battleships, and you just like Pensacola, the first experience that most people have with slow turning turrets. A good ship. I used it for my Citadel missions last week and actually had fun doing it and had a lot of good games, but really, really slow turrets. MP call, the game is full of paid actors. Leroy Jenkins impersonators. Ooh. Okay, let's load up HE. Again, I really love the AP in this boat, but now we are in kind of a destroyer duel situation. And that North Carolina is really low health, so if I happen to use some HE on him, it wouldn't be a terrible thing to do to shoot a low health battleship with HE. And I'm gonna put my plane up just to help detect torpedoes a wee bit sooner. I'm gonna try to get one salvo off on the North Carolina and just kite from this area where the DD is. Again, there's no caps to go for, so... Oh, we got a fire. He used his damage control. My setup on this commander is a low main battery range. MP call, plane is poor man's sonar. You are absolutely right. Planes do help you detect torp sooner. So, good call. Good call. Archer, what's up, man? Sorry, I'm catching up on chat. Good to see you. Hope everything is well. Oh, Shiriatsu. This HE is going to do some pretty serious damage when we can connect on a DD. We're not going to get him. The buddy's going to get him. That's okay. Okay, now we're going to switch back to AP. I have good teams tonight. That has not been the case every night lately. Chalky is back to saying, you stay in Munchen, you have a Munchen too. She's more of a showpiece because she's too pretty to hurt. Yeah, she's like, what, kind of like a super Nuremberg, and I love the Nuremberg. I love that play style. And I don't always play like Nuremberg as a sit behind rocks kind of boat. I like the long main battery range with the turrets in the back. I don't know if Munchen, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Munchen has the turrets in the back so you can kite, and the swiveling turrets. But I really like that play style. Oh man, that was unlucky. Super unlucky. North Carolina is like Iowa. You don't want to show a lot of side, but she's not as long as Iowa, so I find maneuvering her more friendly. Therefore, I tend to be able to steer away from more fire than in the Iowa. So I find playing North Carolina more comfortable than playing Iowa because she's not as long. Oh my goodness. That's bad aiming, guys. Okay, set up this situation. We may turn to the right behind this island so we don't get rammed, but if we time this right, we have 6 guns forward. We may be able to kill the North Carolina and then deal with the Bayern like one at a time. It's gonna turn in. Let's go ahead and get a shot off. Then we get a second salvo. Ugh! Straddled it. I should have waited. I should have been more patient. I wasn't patient enough. Should have let him completely come around the corner. So now, let's actually book to the right. We already have our back turret turned to the right. Because then, if we kite from this area, we can basically get a full broadside on the Bayern, not let him try to ram us. He thinks he might be ramming us. I'm lucking out. His turrets aren't pointed our way either. And just notice with German battleships, we're going to aim just above the armor belt. Because the turtleback armor is pretty good at preventing citadels. So we're just going to aim a little bit higher than waterline and wreck their superstructure. Come on, turn, baby. Russian ships don't have the world's greatest secondaries, but they're not bad when you're close in. I'm not sure about Vladivostok. I own the Vlad on PC, but I have not played it a whole ton.
The ship is on fire.
Thank you, Samuel. Is that cruiser still out here? Okay, we're not going to get the Bayern. That's okay. Okay, we have 3 damage control parties left, so let's go ahead and use it. I'm going to check and see what kind of cruiser that is. It's a Fiji, so we have to worry about torpedoes. So I'm going to steer straight at the middle of the smoke. So we know they have single fire torpedoes. Again, we steer straight at them. It's going to allow us to try to go in between the torpedoes. And when we get a little bit closer to the smoke, we'll go ahead and throw our plane up as well. Oop, out of the smoke. As soon as we get spotted, we know they're out of the smoke. This could hurt. So again, for citadeling the Fiji, it's actually better when he's at an angle to us, not broadside, because we'll likely overpen him. We hit him side on. Hey, we got a Confederate too. Oh my god, we just need to blow on him. He does not have a lot of hit points. Oh, the agony. We're going to even dodge his torpedoes. Oh, there's the carrier. But again, my main battery range stinks, but he's coming our way. Okay, let's, no, we're not going to waste the plane yet. What is it with some of these odd DD players that spend the whole match hunting for the carrier?
Direct front.
You're mentioning all my things I'm going to cover in this next YouTube video, calling that the end around strategy. The DDs that go all the way around the edge of the map, or the carrier players that send their planes and hug the border, right? All the way around the edge.
Confirmed penetration.
So they don't get detected, right? Okay, so they're stealth, but they take their boat and their planes out of their role of spotting anywhere in a useful area of the map for 5+ minutes. They can't really shoot or torpedo anything or drop bombs on anybody when they're skirting the edge of the map, except for trying to run down the enemy carrier. And the anti-air is so good on the carriers in this version that you have to have a pretty good CV player to do serious damage to a carrier. And it's just a total waste of a destroyer given what their real role is, to try to spend 5 minutes going all the way around the edge of the map. Oh my god, we got a Kraken too? Holy crap, you guys. That was a pretty good game. And again, so the patience of this whole game set up from the beginning, that we didn't try to rush into that first cap. We actually made a turn. We kited away from those 2 Fusos and from the DD that was in there. So we picked up, I think, kills on both those Fusos and the Omaha there. So, nice. So that should be a good XP haul. Yeah, and Synop's getting close. We're within 64,000. Let me catch up. The U is pronounced in the same way as you in muriatic acid. So Munchen, or Munchen. It's muriatic acid, right? I was a scientist. Well, that's cool, Chalky. I did not know you lived there. I have some relatives who are from Germany, and I know they were from around that area. So that'd be a goal. I've been to London before, but I have not been anywhere else in Europe. So someday when the world calms down, that is my goal, to get over that way and maybe meet up with some friends from Twitch. Who knows? Chakyal said Vlad is a good bow tanker all in. Yep, the whole Russian battleship line is pretty damn good bow tankers all the way from the Piotr on up, and their side armor is pretty trashy, but their bow armor is very strong. Chalky says you park your Parseval 13 kilometers away from the action. Parseval's pretty quick, right? And probably relatively good detection. Gareth says when in CV you don't mind DDs trying to snipe you because they waste most of their time trying to torp you instead of doing their job. Exactly, and they usually die before finding you, or they've given away a whole cap confrontation, whole cap battle. The deal is, you guys, the DD is not just spotting. They're a huge deterrent, right? Battleships, like I just didn't want to push into the cap where the 2 Fusos were because there was a destroyer there. I'm not going to push into there unless I want to die. So a destroyer like repulses just like the opposite ends of, or 2 poles, same poles of 2 different magnets. When you match up the same pole, it pushes away. I'm not going to go into a cap where I know there's a destroyer staking things out, where I know I'm spotted, I can't see the enemy ship myself. So it's not just the spotting that they give to their own team, it's the fact that they're a huge deterrent. So not only do I not get to shoot caps or ships at a cap where my DD has bailed to go chase a carrier, those ships are going to feel far more free to push in on my position because there's no DD threat there for them to have to face. So it's like a double whammy. Like a double whammy. Oh, German has garbage concealment. I have not played any of the CVs since Airstrike, and it's a goal. I'm kind of like Hitman with that respect. I just haven't played them. So you run sometimes your meme secondary build. I know the German CVs have awesome secondaries. I've seen some meme games for sure on the PC side, killing DDs and stuff outright. All right, hey, we've been making good progress. Forgot to count in there. Look at us, we got all of our battleship progress done for the night in line grinds. I'm going to be on for a little while longer, try to get to bed at a reasonable hour. That's the other thing is, guys, I was not getting much sleep at all. I was getting 5 or 6 hours of sleep a night with my full stream schedule and everything schedule, and I was just cranky ass guy. So trying to fix that by getting more sleep and more research. I come from the pharmaceutical biotech industry originally, just more research about Alzheimer's and stuff, possibly being a byproduct of people who don't sleep enough. So trying to get my sleep. I'm feeling better, in better spirits. I want to stream more. It's just, again, I just don't always have the time. Sleep and exercises, Samuel says. Yeah, the exercise part, now that soccer, football is back on, I run around with the girls that I coach, demoing, filling in and playing when we need to fill a spot in the drill. Oh, sorry, I didn't count in, guys. I'm a schlep. So I'm getting a little bit of the exercise in, but probably not enough. But definitely the sleep is helping out. All right, estuary. Okay, we're going to Albemarle. So now we have no freaking armor. I think it was Samuel who warned me this is a good ship, but just don't get hit. And it's totally true. And especially don't get hit when you don't have the hull upgrade, because I don't think I have any of the upgrades yet on the ship, so I have to get closer than I want to get to connect with my main battery. And secondly, every ship in the game, I think, you guys might check me if I'm wrong, but every ship in the game where you do the hull upgrade, it has a rudder shift improvement. So basically your rudder answers quicker and you can turn more effectively, and that is so crucial in this British heavy cruiser line. They're already not turny as it is. They're way better than a battleship, but they're not anything like some of the more nimble heavy cruiser lines. The American, for instance, is more nimble and definitely not as nimble as a light cruiser. Well, though light cruiser and heavy cruiser doesn't pertain to armor, it pertains to guns. So doesn't mean a light cruiser for sure is more maneuverable, but as cruisers go, these ships are more robust with being able to heal, but you do have to plan your movements out a little more carefully, and I really recommend having, which I run on all my cruisers, which is Ingenious. Ooh, that Amagi just took a whack. I like to have Ingenious just to know how many enemy ships are targeting me. So I know if I'm focused on one ship and I know they're shooting at me and I see it go from 1 to 2 on my targeted indicator, then I know I've got a ship on another angle targeting me and could likely be broadsiding me. So I just really appreciate having the flexibility of what Ingenious brings. Not everyone uses it. Some people would rather have a range upgrade, for instance, but I'm pretty stubborn about having Ingenious. It's just my playstyle. And because it's 4.1 second rudder. Okay. Yeah, it's true, Chalky. It gets poked and you blow up. It's like if we had the French cruiser line all the way to tier 10. I love the French cruiser line on PC, but the tier 9 and tier 10 are not my friends, because you get remotely hit, you're going to get Citadel. So I love all the way through tier 8, which happens to be the Charles Martel. Because Charles Martel is totally fragile too, but she's so turny. She can evade a lot of enemy fire, and you can stay in open water with her and tend to evade a lot of shells. But you get hit in her, you're not in a good situation. But the 9 and 10 tiers in the French cruisers are even worse. I don't know if I can quite reach the Amagi. Okay, got a hit. We got 1,000 damage. Again, I'm just not going to push into this gap. Then I'll be limited by turning out by this island. So I'm going to make a safer turn right now rather than get spanked by the Amagi. The Amagi has good guns, and it's got the ability to kite pretty effectively and keep the rear guns on target. So if I got whapped broadside with 6 shells from the Amagi, I'm dead or close to it. So we're just going to play a little smarter than that here at the start of the game. There's no caps, no domination caps, just our base. And oh, here goes a YOLO! YOLO! Florida's gonna make their team go man down, ship down, woman down. Completely unnecessarily. They're gonna die by torps. Waste of a ship. Okay, we're gonna signal focus fire on the Fiji. Oh, he's behind the island. Okay, we've made our turn. We're gonna get back into this area to help spot for these battleships, given that we have no destroyers in this game. So I have 10.4 detectability, so I have to kind of be the de facto destroyer on this side for these two battleships. Let's signal for focus fire on the Atlanta. See if we can get up close enough to spot him. Let's use our plane. How did I miss him? Is he just, yeah, he's just firing away. He's not being shy. I think he's going to try to head out. Again, I'm not going to go into this area because I'd have to turn out showing broadside to the battleship. Oh, man. Atlanta got worked. Just don't even want to go broadside to the Colorado, you guys. But we're going to weave out. We're going to get back in now. I'll look at Hipper's Albemarle build, Chalky. Definitely open to suggestions. I'm running a relatively agile build on my British cruisers. But I need to kind of look at the commander setups I have on the British cruisers and do some adjustments. Like, I know I emphasized the AP performance. I might even be using the same commander across lines, which is probably a big no-no because of Ingenious. But again, I'm kind of a bit stuck in my ways. We're going to push this Colorado and just dance a little bit. We're going to reverse kite. We're going to kite towards him and just keep changing our angles here. So he's not quite sure what direction we're going to move in. I'll fake a turn to the right here and then turn back to center.
Fighter returning to ship.
You know he wants to shoot us. We're going to be the juicy target. I'm gambling that he's not going to be alive a whole lot longer. So again, Albemarle, not terribly clunky. Not the Hawkins, but again, we kind of have to plan out where we're going to go. I'm going to slow down a little bit because I don't want to get in a broadside situation to this battleship over here. He's not targeting us because we're only at one ship targeting us, and that's the Colorado. So again, that's where I love having Ingenious. Come on. Scoot. Scoot, Albemarle, and there's the pain. We have a good heal. It's a good British heal. You're dead. Okay. That was worth it.
Destroyed.
Oh no, Maggie's shooting at us now. What cruiser is that sitting over there? Did you guys see? Amalfi or Fiji. I'm gonna break and hold my position here. Let's get our plane up. I'm assuming it's the Fiji here because there's smoke. Though it could be engine smoke too, right? I don't know. Not a huge damage game, but we're playing our part. Okay, it's the Fiji by us. See, if I had my main battery range upgrade, I could hit that guy. Okay, we have to watch the Fiji's torpedoes. So I'm not gonna, another reason not to push that corner right. Uh-oh. Okay, let's confound the Amagi. Oh, we got unspotted, thankfully. I'm just using my torpedo indicator to get an idea where the Fiji's going. Let's Get a shot on the Amalfi. Now I can use my torpedo lead indicator to see which way the Fiji's going even when he's behind a rock. So keep in mind your torpedo indicator is not just good for torpedoes, it's great for detecting the movement of enemy ships behind terrain. Anytime you can lock them, or it's even great to use on a ship that's way far away from you. Just to get a lead on how to set up your main battery aim. Can use it to see ships that are 15 kilometers away, what direction they're going. If you can't quickly zoom in and spend time looking at their wake. Though your reticle will tend to automatically set if you've locked that target to kind of in front of the ship, so that's another quick clue. If you're locked on a target and you zoom in, it'll tend to put your aiming point slightly ahead of the direction of travel of the ship. But I like to use a torpedo indicator just because I can use it without zooming out, or sorry, zooming in, so I can be situationally aware and get an idea of where the enemy ship's going, forward or backward, even when it's a long ways away. My teams are rocking it tonight. I want to say thank you to all my World of Warships random teams and standard battles. Been pretty damn good. Yeah, so Chalky's talking about using your torpedo indicator on turpets. Any battleship that has torpedoes, you know, people complain about Mutsu. I don't think Mutsu's a bad ship. Or,
Torpedoes, direct front.
again, some people don't like the gun caliber of Scharnhorst or think it's just like a slightly better version of Gneisenau. I disagree and think it's a way better version of Gneisenau, personally. But having a torpedo lead indicator on a battleship is really, really useful. I have one game I had in my Scharnhorst where I was behind an island and I had 4 or 5 enemy ships on the other side of the island. Oh, why am I showing broadside to this guy? So dumb. I guess I didn't think he could spot me. But I was able to keep them at bay because they didn't want to challenge me because I have torpedoes, A, and I could tell every time they started to sneak over and try to charge my position, I was just using my torpedo indicator constantly to check their direction. Very useful. Amalfi, you want to die from me. Thank you for the kill.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
Oh. Right turn, Clyde. All right. What was that? Every Which Way But Loose? So you remember that movie with Clint Eastwood and the orangutan? Scenes from that movie were filmed like 15 minutes from my house. Believe it or not. Okay, he's sitting like right over here. Yeah, low caliber guns on Scharnhorst, guys, but if you shoot superstructure on battleships, if you shoot the AP at cruisers, it works all day, and it has workable HE. You got the torpedoes, and it's a 20-second or less reload. It's a 20-second reload versus 30, so a lot more rounds out and 9 guns. So I love the Scharnhorst. If you're looking again at ships to buy, tier 6 ships, tier 6 battleships, for instance, the 2 at the top of my list, if you didn't have them, would be Scharn and Warspite. In my book. Oh, no! You took the kill. Love Clint Eastwood. Yeah, I watched a lot of those old Clint Eastwood movies. Any Which Way You Can. The sequel. I can't remember if I saw the sequel or not. Definitely saw the original. Chuck says, likes the Gneisenau for the sole reason, purpose of better secondaries. That is true. Oh, you do like your Gneisenau more than your Scharnhorst? That's fair. They're both good ships. And, you know, Gneisenau is a much better ship when played, you know, 13, 12 kilometers in and closer. And you're obviously doing that. You're a good player, and you're doing that to use your secondaries and to increase the accuracy of those wonky main battery guns, right? You don't have a lot of them, but they hit hard, so you've got to be in close to improve the accuracy. A lot of people sleep on Gneisenau, so you're in an Gneisenau and they don't think you're going to do very much to them. But you wind up doing a lot to them if you're a good player in an Gneisenau. And you use all the tools. Hey, all right, we got some gold. There's been lots of gold missions, which is awesome. There's obviously the gold mission chains on the US battleships if you unlocked any of those in early access. Whoops. So we didn't have a barn burning game like the prior game with regard to damage and all that good stuff, but we did wind up having a good contributing performance, being smart, playing kind of the DD on that east side of the map, not dying early. So we helped keep those battleships from coming in. They didn't want to get fire spammed, kept the cruisers on the outside of the rocks. We played our role. So we have the DPM to help out our battleships that have a slower reload. So I'd much rather push against a battleship or two than a battleship accompanied by a cruiser. Especially a cruiser that has good ability to set my battleship on fire. Or if it were a Fiji, I could have switched to AP and done good damage to the Fiji with AP. All right, guys, I've got about one game left in me. And let's stick with the line grind theme, and let's do Charles Martel since we talked about it. I don't have the upgraded guns yet. Damn, I'm close. The upgrade in the guns here, I think, is a rate of fire and a slight damage buff. It's not a range buff. We already got that. We got the hull buff. So what is it? It's 2 seconds on reload, which is actually massive. It's a faster turret rotation speed, and it's plus 100 on maximum AP shell damage. So it's actually a bigger buff to your guns than you'd think. Let's see. I don't think we need all these dudes active. I usually, every premium ship game I play, I have a double booster loaded on credits and on global XP. But on my line grind ships, I only have those set when I need to accomplish that stuff for mission sets for the campaigns or for things like, special events. Right now, though, any ship that I'm trying to grind in the line and trying to get my upgrades done for it, get it out of stock condition, I'm almost always running a double booster on ship XP. And one of these days, I need to spend some commander crap and get these guys somebody maxed out, because then you can buy duplicate commanders and get the insignia and stuff, right? Commendations. I'm bad. I'm not a CC, so I don't have to know all the verbiage, right? All right, I'm gonna count in on tier 7 in case anybody's out there and anybody's playing, since I've forgotten. I'm old but I'm slow. All right. We're gonna go 3, 2, 1, go. Oh crap, come on, and count in, or click in. I'm not on my console, I'm playing my console through my PC, so I have to switch windows, and that's why I'm not as competent. But hey, the stream has not died tonight. That is a good thing. The last few times I've streamed, Twitch has had a lot of arguments with me. So thank you for everyone who's joined tonight. This has been awesome. I don't know, it's super appreciated that when I log on, and it's not frequent that I see so many familiar faces. It's so much appreciated, and it makes it so fun. And again, it's less of a personal interaction to put out a YouTube video, but if you guys have a chance to check out some of the YouTube videos, it's VannKraken Gaming. It's the same name as on my Twitch side, but with the gaming attached to it on the end. I'm getting a pretty good library of videos together and have some good conversations in the comments out there. So it's not as personal as a stream, though. Nothing replaces the fun interaction with you guys on the stream. Oh, I don't have to face you. I never get you guys on my team. Actually, last time I streamed, we got multiple viewers in on my team, but it's like been bad. lately. And if I can get on another stream in a weekend here in the near future, if you guys are around, we can definitely do some divisions. It's been so long. And what, do we have a ranked week coming up? Or is it a weekend? I know the treasure hunt kicks off, and I think I saw that we have another ranked season coming. Which I can't say I play much, if any, ranked. I'm bad. I have a Missouri on my first PC account, so I just don't feel like any burning need to go get a gimped earnings Missouri. I have the original Missouri, which makes like amazing credits and experience. And I have a Musashi too, which is almost as good. So I'm kind of spoiled. I can go play those ships on PC. Though there's a big controversy because they're re-releasing Missouri on PC again, and it's going to be really hard to get. So there's already like salt flying about how hard they're going to make it to get Missouri on PC, because it has not been available in anything but low percentage drop in something like a Santa Crate for a long time. Look at this. Dude, the other team has no destroyers again. It's 2 matches in a row. What's up with that? That is pretty weird.
What's up with that? What's up with that?
Bit out of practice on my sound effects. Kind of odd to see 2 games back to back with no destroyers faced on the enemy team. We have 1, but I still feel like I need a spot here for my team. So I'm not going to go straight into the C-cap. Yep, because I'm spotted. And just to be safe, I'm going to hit my speed burner. Who dat? Where is he? Oh, crap. Okay. Thankfully, the battleship is going behind the island. Long-range torps in this boat, so let's throw some out. Oh, there's Chalky's Gneisenau. Gneisenau ahoy! Oh crap, I meant to call. Yeah, I did call for focus fire first on the Miyoko. That's obviously who we want to target first. Oh my god, they hit the island too, and I didn't compensate. And not think they were going to hit the island there. Let's call for focus fire again. Let's not trust that everyone has seen that this guy is stranded. We switched to armor piercing. Now he's going to try to move forward again. We're just watching for the smoke stacks to change direction. Come on, Citadels! 1. That was a costly getting stuck on the rocks. Love on the rocks. Oh my gosh. It's like Christmas. Almost like double strike territory, but probably not. Ah, too good. Okay, we have torps on the opposite side, so let's just throw them out this direction in case the Gneisenau decides to come in on a torpedo run on the Bismarck. And we need to get the heck out of Dodge. We're just gonna kite. Champagne is a ways away. He can still hit us from 18 kilometers, but I'm gonna make it difficult for him by just juking around. Gneisenau has locked in on the battleship, it looks like. Oh crap. I have a friend. Oh, Gneisenau's kind of going in the direction of our torpedoes, but I think he went straight too long. Champagne's firing at me. We just saw that, right? I'm gonna bow into the Gneisenau because it looks like he's potentially aiming in our direction. Let's make ourselves a skinny, less attractive target. Oh my gosh, you guys. Their team just YOLO'd again. Their cruisers YOLO'd. I've got to turn away. Oh, crap. I now see on my mini-map I've got 3 battleships potentially targeting me to my left. So I've got to get out. I'm not going to try to cap. I'm going to let the DD do that. And the smoke, I'm going to say thank you. can do this. Gara says, is anyone even close to getting Missouri on Legends? You know, I wanted to pose that. Like, I want to get on one of the live streams when they do the next live stream and say, who is the closest player to getting Missouri? That is a really good question. I think I've heard someone post on Discord, like in the alpha area, which is a channel for the alpha testers that I'm on. I think they said they had maybe 20,000 steel, so they're still 10,000 away. It's kind of ridiculous how steep that climb is. Okay, their cruisers rushed and died. They had no DD, so their cruisers were their eyes. So now we can push the cap safely. I'm gonna duck in and try to capture C with this destroyer and reap the benefits of a cap, which is as good as a kill. Getting a little boost here by my cruiser friend. I'm gonna try to duck in the smoke. May not have a lot left. 25 seconds. But hey, it gives us a few free shots where we won't get spotted by the Bismarck. I'm gonna aim upper half of the ship, try to hit the superstructure so my HE shells don't break. I have a better chance of starting a fire. Decent HE penetration on this boat. Seven seconds to the smoke expiring. My detection is 13. It's not great. This is like probably a double rudder shift build. I don't know if I have concealment on it. Let's throw some torps in case he decides to bow in through that gap. And then let's angle the other way and throw out one more set of torps, just in case. He's probably thinking at this point, I might as well go for broke. Okay, now we have a little bit of a torpedo crossfire going there. We're in like ship slalom again. And hey, there's a Kansas. So Kansases are flammable. I'm gonna use a speed burner, why not? We'll use our engine boost. See if we can get this Kansas set on fire before he dies to torpedoes. Kansas is kind of interesting with that middle funnel, isn't it, you guys? Where the two different power plants both vent to the same central funnel. Some of the Japanese cruisers have that set up, something you don't see very often. There's a CC and long-term CC, and actually one of the main maintainers of the World of Warships PC wiki, which is a great page, a lot of information, even that's pertinent to Legends, named Sea Raptor. And I think he's got a little bit of either a degree or knowledge in naval engineering. So he was actually going over one time when the Kansas was coming out on PC, the odd layout of its engines and stacks, and just talking about like the screws, the propellers, and how that engine layout and the displacement from the engines and the way they're mounted, and that smokestack was unique and different. It was cool. Big part of what I like about the game is the ship history. Yeah, I'm not going to charge the Bismarck. I'm pretty fragile, even though he's gonna park. They're just in damage farming mode at this point. MP Call said, Captain Murdered says he has 25,000. Dude, it's going to be pretty cool for the first 10% of people that have that boat and drive it around, and everyone's like, ooh, there's no text chat, right? But ooh, it's a Missouri. So even when I take mine out on PC, it's people comment, because it's not a common ship on PC. It's been years and years. I think I got mine probably 3 years ago. It was the first or second free XP, as they call it on the PC side, ship that I got. It was only 750,000 XP. Then they bumped them up to like 1 million, or some are even 2 million free XP now on PC. But my Missouri was only 750,000 free XP and best purchase ever. I mean, if you have a halfway decent game, you net 500,000 credits in one game with a halfway decent game, and your experience points gains are also really, really big when you need to grind events, that sort of thing. But the grind for silver is insane with it. And Musashi's a pretty close second. So I'll be really interested if they introduce Musashi onto Legends anytime in the near future. It's a tier 9 Yamato. So it would be really fun to have on the Legend side. I like it more than Yamato. It has really poor AA. So it's more carrier susceptible, and I think its guns are a little less accurate and a little less range, but it's a fun ship, especially when you're up tiered or when you're top tier. So let's see. We finished top 4. We'll take it. We got some bureau trial progress done. Hey, great night with regard to shakedown on destroying ships. I think we had 2 at the start of the night. We made a good progress on our credits. We didn't run premium ships, and I didn't run credit boosters. So my next session, I will run probably some premiums with triple credit boosters in place to try to bump up my credit balance, which needs some help, and also try to knock out that endurance trial goal. And then this is XP before bonuses. So be aware that's like what you call base XP. You're not going to be able to use your boosters to goose that number. You just have to play games. I don't even think your first win bonus of the day counts on that base XP goal. So you just have to grind through games. But premium ships have a little higher base XP value than your tech tree ships. So if you've got some premiums, you can get that knocked out a little bit quicker. This is the hump week, right? This is week 3 of shock and awe. So I think this is going to be the toughest week from a statistical perspective to probably knock out these missions. Not 100% sure of that, but I'm pretty sure. This is a pretty steep one. This is a very PC-like goal where you have to play a crap load of games, and you can really never do it in AI unless you want to be playing for a week straight. So that's going to be the big one to knock out this week is Endurance Trials 3. And then there's got to be a shakedown or 2 after this one, right? I'm guessing. But hey, we're making progress. Looks like we're knocking out some goals on the missions for crates, which are not bad right now. So realize that in your campaigns and missions tabs, you've got these. I finished the one for a free crate last week. Why am I blanking on what crate that was? I can't remember exactly which crate, but it was an event crate. Now we've got maybe it was a Halloween crate. Now we've got Black Friday crates if you complete this mission set. So, yep, we finished Wheeling and Dealing 2. So now we just need 2,000 global XP, which is easy. We get 2 regular blue crates for each of these steps, and we get a Black Friday container for free, 250 gold right now at the cheapest for completing this last mission. So, and then I think there'll be a new one of these missions probably each week during the anniversary patch here. Which, God, we're almost halfway through. It's insane. The time freaking flies by, you guys. I don't know if it's the same for you. They say the older you get, the faster it goes. It is true. Oh, and I got a Kraken. Yes! Got a Kraken, so that knocked out one of my hard mode goals. Love it. So I will finish my ZF6 a little quicker. I'm excited about the ZF6. I think it's going to be a unique and versatile DD. I've seen a few of them out there in the wild already. So I'm pretty excited about it. Even though I'm not a DD player, it's kind of a DD with multiple tools in its toolkit, which I kind of like. Back to talking at the start of the night to 5 Jumps about the British DDs. I like that they have a multi kind of tool set feel to them as well. All right, party people. Again, on my mission to get more sleep, I'm going to do that. I, again, very much appreciate everyone joining. Fantastic seeing you all. I'm going to try to get on again this weekend if I can, but if I'm really, really grinding to get this YouTube video out, I might spend my weekend evenings till wee in the morning hours getting that done so I can get that out by the end of the weekend. Again, just totally appreciate it. I don't take for granted anyone spending time in this channel and hanging out with us. Those of you who cross over from Hitman's channel or Pat's channel, very much appreciated. Seeing Garrus and Zai over on the YouTube side, very, very much appreciated. We're not doing Twitch affiliate or anything like that, so we can continue to stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. I'm getting better at managing both chats at the same time, and hopefully you guys can interact with one another on the screen through the on-screen chat. That's why that's there. It's not just to gum up the screen. It's so you guys can see both sides of the coin on the stream chat. You don't have to log into the other application to see both. I have to, but you don't. So hey, thank you. Thanks, Garrus. Really appreciate it. Free time. Thanks for jumping in. Have a great night. Maybe I'll see you guys in Hitman stream. And everyone else haven't seen for a while. MP Call, thank you. Seaworthy Samuel, Archer, Chalky, great seeing you. Again, I'd seen you around, and I think you frequent Mr. Chaos Machine stream, and he's one of my favorite streamers. So if you guys have not checked out Chaos Machine, and you just want a feel-good experience with a guy who's a good all-around player and a good all-around human being, I'm going to shout out Mr. Chaos Machine. Oh. Hopefully I got this right. Did that work? Okay, yes, it did. Check out Chaos Machine. He's a ball of energy. He's just a genuinely good human being. And if you want to see the day-to-day life of a PC streamer who streams for 6 or 7 hours, 5+ days a week, and goes through ranked, all the way ranking out every time, and just has a good time doing it and has a great attitude, I really suggest checking out Chaos Machine, as well as Pat, who was here earlier, and Dark Architect, who was here earlier, and Mr. Hitman on the Legend side. So thanks, you guys. Have a great night. I'm going to log off. I'm rambling now, and this is VannKraken. I am out.